This is a real treat right now because it feels early because you're not supposed to be here until November.
I'm glad I am, though.
But Brad Cox is with us right now. Hello.
Good afternoon.
Now, what brings you here so early?
Well, I just really love this country, and it's been too long since I've been here. But no, I'm over here doing a bunch of promo for the record and the tour later in November and hanging out with a bunch of friends. We're actually about to do a little pop-up situation in Auckland tomorrow. I mean, I know this is recorded, so I don't know when this will be, but...
I'm so excited for this pop-up. So for those that didn't get the chance to... Actually, let's backtrack. Last year, or a couple of years ago, Tuning Fork... Wait, was that last year or a couple of years ago now?
I think it was too.
What?
That's why I'm here. It's been too long.
That feels like yesterday. I remember going to that and just seeing your name. I love the way that the Tuning Fork does that, where they put it up on the above the bar like that. For you coming to New Zealand, doing that show, what was that whole night like and that whole, I guess, lead up to that performance like for you?
Well, I remember that was the first time we'd played music outside Australia. And so that was actually a really cool moment for me and the boys in my band because, I mean, it was one of those things like you kind of sit in math class in school going, I'm going to go play music one day around the world. And obviously for us, New Zealand's the first choice because it's it's close. It's very similar to our country of Australia, as you know, and it was a really cool moment. Going, oh, actually, this is the start. Like this is the first gig we're ever going to play outside of Australia. So I remember that being a really cool moment for us. Yeah.
And because at the time you were here and you had awesome merch that really took my fancy because I remember going to your sound check and watching what you do and being like, oh my gosh, I've only seen this or heard this in the car, and the fact that I get to visually see it right here, right now was phenomenal. But your merch is something like I've never seen before because it's real classic, like Aussie, Kiwi kind of vibe, bringing in the drinking vibe to it. How did you come up with the concept for that?
Well, my last name is Cox, so naturally I can be a little bit naughty and play on words. Also, I mean, my merch has worked out pretty well because I just put inappropriate things on it and people buy it. So I'm not really trying to be very PG or kosher or any progressive. So it's it's pretty much put the naughty stuff on the t-shirt and it seems to sell to my fans. So, and
it doesn't just work on the merch. Now I went onto your website today, Drinking Pioneers. Now talk to me about this exclusive club that people can be a part of on your website.
Yeah, that's like the official fan club, so that's where you get kind of early access to tickets and exclusive offers and stuff like that. But yeah, that just came from a very dear friend of mine who started out as a fan. She started it on Facebook, a fan club, just a private little Facebook group. And a few years later, me and my management kind of approached her and said, oh, we want to kind of make this a bit more official and be involved. And it's become a really cool little community of Coxie fans. Yeah.
It is really cool. And I guess you're lucky with your last name, aren't you, to be fair?
I am. I always thought it was a burden in school, but, I now own a house, which is nice, of having a naughty last name.
Do you know what's quite cool, though, is it is like, to me, it's a classic last name that also works so well as a straight nickname, like you just said, Coxie.
Yeah.
Like that is instantly what you think when you see it. But I've seen interviews of people backstage at your shows and people, going in afterwards and talking about watching you live, and their whole reaction to you on that stage is excitement and joy and happiness. There's that one montage video where everyone's saying that was the best night of my life and it was so much fun. I've been 8 times.
Yeah,
and
we paid them to say that.
Did you? I did wonder. That was actually going to be my question. I wonder.
It's all not what it seems. No, mate, that's been the whole concept of, like, when I put this band together in the garage, so many years ago, the whole concept was, particularly at the time in country music when we were, kind of strictly playing country music, which times have changed a little bit now, but that's definitely where we started. It's like there's so many good players in this world and they all just look bored. They all just stand on stage and they're incredible musicians and no one seems to be having fun. So that was the whole concept. Like, if we're having a good time, my fans are going to be having a good time. And that was the blueprint from day one in the garage when we started jamming together in the early days. And that's kind of carried on, throughout the whole, as I said, like that's been the main concept and vein of this project. Like it still is,
Because your band is such a huge part of you as an artist as well. And I know that you use not just you, but your mates, your bandmates with you
Well-
in some of the promo, which I think's really cool and not something we often see. Is that because there wouldn't be, not necessarily there wouldn't be no Brad without them, but they help make up who you are?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, absolutely. That's I say that all the time. I think that they're such an inaugural part of this project, but also we realised recently, like, we're actually are good pals, and that's pretty rare. Like, we notice it. You go to some festivals and they don't hang out together. A lot of bands. I mean, the Oasis homies definitely don't hang out together.
Yeah, no, that took a few years to be fair.
But yeah, like, we kind of noticed that it was rare that we don't hang out with other bands because we just entertain ourselves and we're really good mates, and it's all very genuine love and friendship that we kind of forget to hang out with anyone else, if that makes sense. So, yeah, it was only about 12 months ago, like, oh, we're the weird ones because we enjoy each other's company still. Even, like, we'll go on the road for 4 or 5 days and spend 24 hours a day together and then get home and all go to the pub together. You know,
See, that's epic though.
Oh, it's awesome. It's the best. And I think that's also portrayed when we on stage, you know, when our fans are watching us, like, they understand that we are homies, you know, like, we are friends and, you know, care for each other and have a genuine friendship, and that they see that on stage. Yeah.
You really do. I as a person that was lucky enough to see you last time that you were here, you really do see that on stage. But you just see how content and happy you are, and that is what I can't wait for Kiwis to see, because you're not just going to Auckland this time. You're not just doing Tuning Fork either. Talk about this tour when you come back here. Obviously, there'll be a new album which we'll delve into next. But where are we heading?
Yeah, well, kicking off in Auckland at Double Whammy, which is cool. I was actually just there a little minute ago, and it's a really cool bar. Looking forward to that. Then we're down to Christchurch, Dunedin, Gore, and Queenstown. So we're doing a little bit of a run of the south as well, which feels like a bit of the heartland down there. And yeah, it's going to be good to do a few more regional gigs.
Have you read the comments about you heading to Gore?
Well, I don't have any of that on my phone. It's one superpower I feel like I have. I don't have social media nor look at it, and it serves me very well. So I haven't actually seen any of them.
Well, I hope someone has told you the excitement that Gore has for you coming there, because it is our country capital, and it is where the gold guitars are,
Sure.
and they've not had anyone.
Well, we're going.
And they've had people, but obviously they haven't had internationals necessarily go there. So that's awesome. And the idea of you doing this tour that's not just heading to Auckland or Wellington or Christchurch, you are dipping into those other areas that love country music. And I think that's so cool, and one of the first people to actually do that.
Oh, well, that's great to hear. I mean, I genuinely love this country. I love being here. I love the people. I've got some great friends here, and I really want to make it a great market that my business and my band keep coming back to. So that's why we're doing it, you know. Like, I want to be coming back not 2 years later. I want to be coming back twice a year and seeing our friends in those regions, because I really do love being here. So that's why we're doing it.
Oh, and they're honestly going to be fizzing. It's going to be, I mean, I've got mates there, I can say this. It's going to be the one exciting thing of the year.
Other than the gold guitars.
Other than the gold guitars. That's the only reason I can say that. I've got mates there. I do take it back if you're not my friend. But it is such a cool spot to be going to, and also one of those things that I think other artists will see you do and hopefully tap into the same, because it is so important. Our country music in New Zealand has, over the last couple of years, really skyrocketed, and it's really become something more than, I guess, what any of us, I mean, I've been preaching it for years, but what a lot of people thought it was. We've even got a country radio station now.
Well, I mean, I got in at like 2 o'clock last night, and we were driving from the airport through Auckland. I saw 2 billboards. One was for a country radio station. One was for a country gig at a big, it was a Jelly Roll tour, which is a big show. And then I'm sitting in the cafe in Auckland listening to country music. I was like, I got bullied at school for listening to this stuff, and now we're sitting in the, you know, main city in New Zealand, and it's great. I mean, it's only positive for my world and my industry, and I'm glad people are figuring it out.
Oh, me too. And I'm glad that it's become less of, I guess people have such a strong opinion on the kind of music that it is, which it's not. When you really listen to it, it is just songwriting. That's definitely
slipping though, isn't it?
Yeah,
you know, there's
100%.
definitely that perception that I suppose I grew up with, and then kind of went into that industry. It's changing. It's changing. And I think it's a great thing. Because it is. It's just storytelling. It's storytelling in a way that doesn't need to be what people thought it was
Agreed.
10 years ago.
Could not agree with you more, which brings me to your new album. Now, last time you were here, you were about to get married?
I got married 12 months ago, so
Yeah,
I probably
remember
was.
talking to your partner about the wedding and everything because I was engaged at the same time and we were talking about the wedding and it sounded like it was going to be such an awesome vibe. How did it go? How was it?
I mean, it was just a big party, to be honest.
As it should be.
Yeah, the formalities lasted about 4.5 minutes, and we just got pissed with all of our friends, which was perfect. It was great.
That's what you need good wedding should be.
Absolutely, and we actually didn't book a band because there was so many musos. We just booked some speakers and PA, and everyone just played music and got drunk and sat around. It was freezing. It was in Townsville, which is far north Queensland. It's like supposed to be hot, and it was about 4 degrees, which was a bit of a spanner in the woodworks. But I mean, from what I remember of my wedding, it was a fantastic day.
I love that though, because I've always been under the impression that musos hate when you just tell them to go and perform at a wedding.
Well, that is correct, but when everyone's doing it,
True.
it's maybe a bit different. I don't know. Maybe they think that. Maybe you should ask some of my guests.
No, I won't. I wouldn't do it to you.
There might be a different opinion.
But this new album, obviously, since getting married and things happening in life, what can we expect it to be in a nutshell? What's the vibe of the whole project?
Well, after sitting here and telling you how great it is, country music's on the rise. It's not very country to start with.
But this is what we love, is that our favourite artists, when they just tap into whatever they love and whatever they want to do.
Well, that's exactly what I've done. And I mean, I keep saying that this country music for me is here. Like I country music is in me. I fed my cows yesterday before I got on the plane to come over here, But I just haven't been influenced by it as a songwriter for a few years, which isn't a bad thing. But for me, this new record it's just a bit more mature. I feel like I turned 30. Maybe the male brain kind of grew up a little bit, figured out what mattered, and I started writing songs about things that I thought were important, or things that a lot of this record are things that have annoyed me or pissed me off, which is funny. I seem to be really good at writing songs about. I'm doing the Taylor Swift, but not for boyfriends. If that makes sense.
Is that something that just happened after turning 30? You just because I noticed it. Like I've got more of a backbone.
Yeah, well, I think for me it was just like things made more sense. I figured out what was important. I figured out what I really cared about. And I was saying this just before. Instead of I sit around a fire and drink a beer and drive my ute down a dirt road. Like I do all those things, but I'm just not singing about them in this record. I'm singing about things that have annoyed me or things that I think I've been done wrong by or important stuff. Like the last song we put out is called High Cost of Living, which I mean it's very self-explanatory. Like people are giving up their houses and sending kids to school that have slept in a car. That's the reality of the world we're living in at the moment, and that's important, and that annoys me, and so I wrote songs about it. Like that's what I feel like this record is in a nutshell. It's things that are important to me, and also in a way that like Sunset Psalm is just my complete love affair with Queensland. I grew up in a snow town in southern New South Wales, but I'm a Queenslander. I love the ocean. I love the reef. I fell in love with it head over heels, and that's what that song's about. It's just important things that I feel that are important to me or important to what's going on at the moment, rather than driving a ute down a dirt road and drinking a beer around a fire. Because I still do those things.
Yeah, and you still do those things, and this is probably where these ideas of the thoughts have actually come from, and why they've made you upset or they've pissed you off or whatever, because you've been doing these things and really had that time to process and think about it.
Sure.
So it's all tied into one.
Absolutely. And then I suppose the other side to this record is, this is exactly how I said it to my producer, who's not a country guy, which is very exciting. Like, as I said, it doesn't sound like a country record. I said to him, dude, I just want to dance. That's like, so all of the record, like a lot of the songs have like this really long outro, because I was like, bro, if I'm playing this on stage, like I just want to be able to dance, So that's kind of the trade-off for this new record is dance break.
So does that mean there's a routine coming?
Oh, not so much routine. No, more interpretive. Interpretive improvisation.
Do you know what though? The moment you put that on TikTok, someone's gonna have a moment to do something with it.
Yeah.
How have you found the TikTok world?
I've never looked at it.
Oh, yeah, I forget.
Yeah.
Because I see you on
I'm
TikTok,
definitely,
so yeah.
Yeah, I'm on it. Oh, don't worry.
I see you on there.
Content Cox is out there. I just don't know. That sounds a little OnlyFans-like, doesn't it?
Yeah, but it's not. We can vouch for that.
Yes, Content Cox is definitely out there. I just don't read the comments.
Actually, seeing as you don't have control of your social, you might be on OnlyFans.
Well,
you don't know.
I hope someone's making a lot of money. I guarantee you they're not. No, it's good. I mean, well, I've been speaking a bit about that with the record too, because I don't know what's going on in that world. I don't see the trends. I don't follow it. That also means that the art that I'm making is not influenced by what's cool at the moment or what's working or what's selling. Because I really don't know. Which I think, I mean, it's probably not a good thing for selling the record, but it just makes it pretty authentic. It makes it pretty genuine to what's influenced by me. Like, I don't know if someone's put out a record unless you say, "Oh, Coxie, this record's great. You should go and listen to it." So I go and listen to it, and that's how my kind of path of inspiration and art that I consume is given to me, rather than what's trending on the TikTok or whatever's going on.
No, that's good though. I gotta say, I get trapped in some shit that I don't care about half the time.
Well, someone
from
said to
being
me
on social.
Said to me the other day, "Oh, have you been doom scrolling?" I was like, "I don't even know what that means." No.
Damn, I wish they said anything but what it actually meant to you.
Yeah. It could have been anything, eh?
So in terms of obviously the personal influences that you've had for this, is there one particular song that you think fans will be surprised about?
Yeah, there's a song on the record which I'm not sure. I think it's coming out with the record. It was called Democracy Manifest. I'm not sure if you're aware of the very famous YouTube clip from I'll have to learn his name, eh? I'm not sure who it was, but this very famous guy was getting arrested, and he goes, "This is Democracy Manifest." Anyway, we paid for that exact clip, so he features. I should really learn his name. He features on the record, but that song is another one about I felt that I was done wrong by, and it's a big old F you song, basically. But it's really cool, and it's also got a nice dance break at the end.
Chris Reason?
That sounds right.
This one?
That is the man. That is the legend. Look at that. I should get that artwork on a drum head or something.
Wow.
Backdrop.
Okay, so this was obviously taken. So you took the idea from this particular moment?
Well, no. The song was actually called High Tide because that's kind of the hook. But then I thought about we thought about this kind of concept. The guy I wrote it with, Joe McGovern, who's toured with me, and I've written a lot of songs with him. We were just talking about it because of what the song's about, which is kind of being done wrong by, and that was what he was saying. He thought he was getting arrested, wrongly, and that was the line he came up with, and that was funny. So the words "Democracy Manifest" actually, other than Chris's feature, don't feature in the lyrics at all. But we just called the song that and bought the sample for it. So I think that one will hit with the fans. I think they'll like it because it's such a famous and well known in Aussie culture.
Yeah.
Clip. Yeah.
And they'll be definitely, delving into, that'll be probably one of the first songs that when it comes out, they'll be looking for. They'll be going for it.
Well, because they know that title, yeah. And also, I mean, his voice and his Australian accent, there's a handful of old dudes I know who still talk with that jovial Australian thing, but he does it. It's not really a way that Australians talk anymore.
I was just going to say, do you actually know people that still talk like that?
Yeah, there's a couple old dudes that still kicking around, usually at an RSL club over a pint. But
yeah. Classic. Actually, I think
it's
my
a
Papa,
great accent though.
I reckon my Papa would have been like that, eh? He half my side's from Aussie, but he was definitely like the kind of person that nothing slipped on his radar.
Yeah, and it's like that semi-proper, very deep male. I miss it. As I said, it's like an accent that's dying.
Go on, bring it back.
I will try to bring it back.
Oh, hey, this is going to be such an exciting wee while, mate, because we've got your album to look forward to learn before your tour around New Zealand. And look, we are so excited to have you back. I can't believe when you said 2 years, it's like, but I looked at that photo and it was like last year. It didn't feel that long ago.
I think it was June too. So yeah, it would have been pretty much 2 years ago. I will make sure it's not 2 years again.
Now, we'll have you back always, anytime, mate. Thank you so much for catching up with me.
Thanks, mate, as always.